Okay, sweet peeps, we are going to illustrate the life cycle of a butterfly. So, what you're going to need is the blank journal page. You're going to need some crayons or markers. And the first thing, I want to make sure you are still practicing writing your name beautifully with correct letter formation, because we don't want to have to start that all over again. And then in the date, you can put today's date. You just need to put the month and the day. Ask your parents if you're not sure. I am doing this for Wednesday, March 25th. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to divide our paper up into 4 sections, because we're going to learn about the 4 different stages, just like we do in our Bible journal. You can either have your parents do this, or you can do it yourself. I'm just going to use a ruler, and I'm going to find the middle, and I'm going to draw a line right down the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to try and find the middle of this square and draw a line right across here. Nice and neat. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 boxes. And we're going to put a little number in each one. So in this top box, under the word name, we're going to put a nice, neat number 1 and circle it. In this box, we're going to put a nice, neat number 2 and circle it. Right down here, number 3 and circle it. And then number 4, circle. And remember, the life cycle is the process where the caterpillar changes. And caterpillars start in the very beginning as eggs. A grown-up butterfly will find a safe place and lay some eggs, so that they can grow into caterpillars and then more butterflies. So what we're going to do on this one is we need to draw a picture of eggs. So we're going to make a leaf. So take your pencil and make one little hump there. Then we're going to make the same thing going the other way. A little hump there. You can come in and close it. So this is the stem, and that's the little leaf. Right up here, leaves have veins in them. I want you to make a line there. Doot, 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 doot. And then come down here, make another little line. Doot, 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 doot. Okay, in the middle, we've got to put those eggs. And so they're teeny tiny, but I want to be able to see your circles. So take your pencil and make a bunch of little circles right together in the middle. And these are the eggs. Pay attention, because the eggs are touching. So when you illustrate the eggs, make sure your eggs are touching also. They're not like a polka dotted leaf all spread out. Then you're going to get your green crayon, Green, Green, Green. And that's how we spell green. Now, when you color the leaf, you've got to be careful, because we need white eggs. So do not get your green in the eggs. And here we go. Remember, when we color, we don't move our arm. That's baby stuff. We just wiggle our fingers, because we have super strong fingers. We stay in the lines. We go one direction. We're not going to go scratchy, scratchy, and then scratchy, scratchy. You are artists now. You don't have to do those things. So you're staying right in the lines, staying away from the eggs because we want the eggs to stand out. We want to be able to know that those are eggs. All right. So that's step one. We have a pretty green leaf and nice bright white eggs that are stuck together. This is what the butterfly, mama butterfly does, is she finds a nice secret place and she lays a bunch of little eggs. So the next step is larva. All right, larva is the scientific name for caterpillar. In the life cycle, as the caterpillar changes, this second step is called larva. Say that with me. Larva. All right, so get a good look at that one. Larva. It's a caterpillar. And we're going to come back to our paper and draw. Now, if you're getting all stressed out because you're getting behind, it's okay. You can push pause, you can stop the video and start it again, or when you get to the end, you can watch it over again. So let's not get stressed out. So, first, we need a leaf again. So we're going to make our leaf fill up the whole page so we don't get stuck with some itty bitty little larva that we can't even see. So we're going to draw a leaf like we don't even see the whole thing. This is going to be a leaf that has jagged edges. All right, see my leaf? All right, so here's my leaf, and now I need to draw a larva. And a larva or a caterpillar is going to look like a big lumpy oval. So we're going to start up here, and don't make this so teeny tiny that I can't see it. And I'm going to do humps. Ready? Bump, 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 bump. It has segments. Then I'm going to do it again. Bump, 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 bump. And then down here, we're going to put some legs for the larva. And we're going to make tiny little hooks on those legs. What are they called? Prolegs. This helps them stick where they are. Then we're going to color in a eyeball. So step 2 is larva. Let's look real good at it so we can decide what colors to pick out. Maybe I can make it bigger. Dum da da dum. Larva. So if you look, there's a lot of brown and creamy colors. Do not color your larva one big brown blob. It's not a baby Ruth. It's a larva. So I am going to start with some black because what I observed was there was a little bit of black on here. And then I'm going to color in some more brown. And I'm staying in the lines and I'm not making scratchy strokes. Then I saw some creamy stuff, maybe peach. So I'm going to add a little bit of that. I can't wait to see these when you're finished. You can even share them with your friends so everyone can see. Okay, so just make sure you're not in a hurry. You're taking your time and you're showing pride in your work. So, first step in the life cycle was eggs. And now this is larva. larva. So we have our beautiful larva. Now we need to color the leaf. So we're not going to color over the number 2 because I want to be able to see that. So when you color in the green, if your arm is wiggling, stop it, hold it down, because you're working these fine motor fingers. You're getting them big and strong by just going around and around. And I'm not going this way or this way. I'm going around and around. And if you beat me coloring, you better go back and look. I don't want to see any white spaces in your coloring. All the spaces should be green and beautiful. Don't skip any space. If you need a finger break, just drop it and go, ooh. Keep going. Your parents are not going to believe what outstanding artist you are. All right. See how I did not color in my number 2 because I want to be able to see that. If you want to get really fancy, you can get some detail in there and you can put some of the veins that go through the leaf. But don't get on top of your larva. All right. So step 1, eggs. Step 2, larva. Let's check out what is step 3. Step 3 is the pupa. And remember, although we can't draw it, the pupa is what's inside here. This exterior crunchy stuff is what? The chrysalis, yes. But the pupa is what's happening to the caterpillar on the inside. Remember that one video we saw? It almost looked like turned into caterpillar juice. So take a good look at this. This is what we're going to draw for the pupa. And it's a leaf, like we have. And then we're going to draw the shape of the chrysalis, but we know that the pupa is what's on the inside. So I am making sure I am in box number 3, and I'm going to make a leaf that comes down from this side. Now look, I still need a lot of space to draw the chrysalis, so don't make a jumbo leaf that takes up all the room. We're going to go down to a point. And then look, we're going to go back up and end up around that number 3. Okay? So that's our leaf that's hanging down. And when the caterpillar gets ready to start turning into a butterfly, its cocoon is really sticky and it hangs on the underneath side of the leaf. And that also gives it a lot of protection. So here at the bottom of the leaf, we're going to make a rectangle. Okay, that's the little super sticky stem that is holding the chrysalis on. Then we're going to go down, make a hump. Remember, I don't want a microscopic chrysalis. It needs to take up the square, down, and then one side is almost straight. Okay? And then if we look closely, it kind of has a ridge right here. You can do that with your pencil. All right, so this outside is the crunchy chrysalis, and we learned in the video that the chrysalis is actually part of the caterpillar. It's like his old dead skin, kind of like a snake when he sheds his skin off. And pupa is the term for the stuff inside. Again, we can't see the stuff inside, but we know that it's in there. So we're going to get our green. I'm going to get super fancy and I'm going to do the leaf, this leaf, a light color green. Remember, I'm not coloring over the number 3. I want to be able to see the steps because that's important in the process. All right. So here's my beautiful leaf. Next, I'm going to draw or color the chrysalis portion, and it looks like the stem is kind of a darker color. I'm going to do a little black and a little brown. And our example shows this chrysalis is a little bit darker than the leaf. So I'm using a different color green to make it a little darker. Remember, I'm not moving my hand when I color. Only thing wiggling, I'm working out my fingers. Don't turn in sloppy work with white spaces. All right, so I put some green, the darker green. I'm going to even add a little brown because depending on what kind of butterfly, the chrysalis is a little bit different. Okay? And that third step, again, is called the pupa. Number 1 is eggs. Number 2 is larva. Number 3 is pupa. And then number 4, our last box, is our most favorite, is the adult. The adult, the grown-up. What do caterpillars grow up to be? Butterflies. So, on number 4, we're going to draw the adult butterfly. Let's blow it up and look at it. In this picture, we can see this one, it has black on the edges, and then it has lots of black markings in here. It's kind of a peachy and an orange color. Here is its antenna. Remember, they used that to sniff and listen. And this one right here, that's the proboscis. He is getting himself a little drink from that flower. All right, so let's get back to number 4. Remember, take up the whole space. Don't draw something little bitty in here. So we're going to start with, Lordy, I lost my pen. Now all my crayons are falling off the page. But this is a typical day. If we were in school, I would do the same thing. All right, number 4. We're going to start and make this adult butterfly a beautiful little flower. So I'm starting down here at the bottom. And I'm going to make 2 lines. Remember, we learned these are called the stem. And then I'm just going to make a bunch of wonky circles because this flower's just got a whole bunch of petals. Okay? Now see, I still have plenty of room to draw my adult. My flower is going to need green stems. And I'm going to put some pink and yellow for the petals. So I'm going to make circular motions on my petals, but I'm staying in the lines. Now I'm going to go back with a little yellow. Now I have a beautiful flower for the adult butterfly to land on. We're going to start with the body of the adult butterfly. So I want you to make a circle. And that's going to be the butterfly's head. And then we need 2 antennas. Remember, antennas are appendages. What are appendages? Things that stick out. And he uses those for his ears and his nose. Then we're going to make a curly line down to the flower. That's its proboscis. Remember, it's its built-in straw. Now, the body of the butterfly is just like a giant oval. And then the wings come off of that. The picture that we're drawing is called a profile. We're only going to see half of the butterfly, so we won't see his wings big and open, but we'll just see one side. So put your pencil back right here, and we're going to go up almost to the floor, down, wave, down, and up. So that's one side of one wing of the butterfly. You want to make sure that you design a pattern for your butterfly. I'm going to try and do what's in the picture and put some black around the edges. And then color the wings in. It looks like it's got some orange and peach. So I am going to start with the orange. Find your orange. And I'm going to put a little bit of orange in this section. And then I'm going to grab the peach. And I'm going to put peach down here. And a little more peach up here. And I'm going to take my black and I'm going to draw those lines, vein looking things on the wings so it looks more realistic. So after you've colored the color, go back over and make some lines. Then I'm going to color around the edge black. Remember, don't go over your numbers. We want to be able to see that. Teeny tiny little circles. And the body of the butterfly is also going to be black. So all of this, we're going to color black. And this is the adult butterfly. All right, now we have a beautiful butterfly. If you are not finished illustrating, that's okay. Just push pause or stop the video, because next we're going to come down here to the bottom and write the words for the different stages. So if you are not ready for this part, then just pause the video and unpause it when you are ready to write. Okay, so we are going to work down here at the bottom because we have the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, but we don't have the words to label. And I want to make sure you're practicing good handwriting. So right here on the first line, we're going to write the life cycle. And it's the title. So each word is going to start with a capital letter. So the first word we're writing is the, T-H-E. That spells the. Capital T. H. Down and back up to the hump. E. Starts in the middle, up, around, down. I don't like that. That's not very dark. I'm going to try and make it easier for you to see. Now, I don't want you to do your handwriting in marker. I want you to do it with your pencil. I'm going to put my finger down, finger space, life, capital L, I, F, E. Bossy E jumps over and tells that I to say your name, life, cycle. Cycle is a tricky word. It starts with the letter C, even though it sounds like an S. When C and Y are put together, the C makes a sound. Cycle. C-L-E. The life cycle. Okay, that's on the first line. It's a title, and that's the only reason there are capital letters. When we label, we are not going to use capital letters on the next two lines. So, on the second line, we're going to name what number 1 is. And what's number 1? Eggs, yes. So we're going to put a nice big number 1 and circle it. And we're going to write the word eggs. What does egg start with? So lowercase e, g, 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 g. Remember, his monkey tail goes down below the line. Monkey tail down below the line. This should look like a letter A on top. Eggs. All right, that's eggs. We've labeled number 1. Number 2, it's a caterpillar, but what's the scientific word? Larva. So we need to put our 2 in a nice circle. Larva. So larva starts with, yes, L. Lowercase l. Then arva. It's an A and an R. The R is so very bossy, you can't even hear the A. A-R, R, like a pirate. Larva, v. The A. Larva. So we have 1, 2. Now on the next line, that's your last line. We're going to do 3 and 4. Number 3, we drew a picture of the chrysalis, but the third stage is talking about what's inside, and that is the pupa. Now pay attention when you start to write this P. Do not come up here in the air. Your P sits on the bottom line, and its tail hangs down. So here we go. Start at the dash. P, I went down, up, and around. Pupa. Next is the letter U. P, A. Pupa. Make sure your P's are sitting on that bottom line. And number 4, that's when it turns into the butterfly. And the butterfly is called the adult. Right? So we're going to start with a lowercase a. D. D starts at the dash, not at the top. Around, up, and down. A, D. Now we need a U. Then an L. T. Adult. A butterfly is an adult. All right, so make sure you have all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eggs, larva, pupa, adult. And now you have a beautiful illustration of the life cycle of a butterfly. When you're finished, give it to your parents so they can take a picture and upload it for your grade.